Hey guys, it's Kez, and today we're playing Total War Rome 2 Emperor Edition, and I have a guest with me today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi.
This is my husband, Drew. And today he's gonna help me suffer through the prologue, because, yeah, I suck at this game. Yay! So, do you want to talk about this game a little bit? Because you've played it a lot more.
Well, I've played most of the Total War games, actually. Mm-hmm. My roommate back in Japan was huge on them. He played them all the time, so my computer always had the Total Rome games, or the Total War games installed on them. For the most part, it's Civ with a little bit more focus on warfare, and the warfare is all RTS style instead of just strategic overlay, so you actually get to control the individual troops and play with your strategies a bit. Mostly my strategies consist of artillery and bombarding the hell out of everybody, but they work pretty well.
Cool. Well, I'm waiting for the thing to start.
Army of Consul Linus lies
We can't hear it very well, but they can hear it fine.
Okay. Well, this is Capua, which you may recognize from Spartacus. You know, it's not doing too well right now, apparently.
I was just gonna let the dude talk. We can talk over him. That's funny.
It's got subtitles, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, you guys can listen to us and just kind of yammer, or you can read this. Or we can shut up. You guys can give me feedback at the comments.
Samnites, sworn enemies
What's that face? He's making a face.
Capua is in sight. Report.
Okay, advice headings of the prologue can be clicked to visit relevant pages in the encyclopedia. Press F1 to access it.
That's really important features. This game's really complicated. You're gonna need to remember that F1 key.
Okay.
See for yourself.
Okay, move with WASD. Okay, I'm gonna use the mouse wheel. Q, E, C, and V. Oh, C and V.
Yeah. Also important, one of the big strategies they teach in warfighting and just about every tactical publication out there is to look at the battlefield from your opponent's view. So the fact that you can actually do that in this is a huge advantage when setting up your troops. You can flip around and look at your guys and adjust yourself accordingly. Though you're in an attack right now, so that is really of little benefit.
Yeah. We need to check out the points of interest, though, so...
The consul and his remaining forces have garrisoned the city. Linus means to stop any assault at the river, but he's vastly outnumbered. I fear he will be overwhelmed.
You know you're allowed to curse now, right? Okay. Just had to make sure.
Oh, in case anyone was noticing, I nodded.
Attack on the hillside. Their numbers are too strong for us to consider.
In case you didn't hear that, he nodded. That was great. Okay. Okay, that's how I rotate. And then this is the last one. This is the siege weapons, right?
Yeah.
The Samnite siege engines fire on the city, weakening the will of the men within.
Which those things use twisted ropes to shoot a giant freaking log, basically. One is kind of pointy.
The men are reporting signs of a skirmish ahead of our position.
A giant flaming spike.
Yeah, it's more like a telephone pole of like hate and
The
discontent.
Romans in this village have been confronted by Samnites. They're outnumbered, but our troops can tip the balance. Move out!
Move out!
Samnium shall fall.
Okay, I can also use Control A to select them all. Right click on the terrain to issue a move. So, I'm just trying to move them over yonder. Do I need to worry about them?
I would. They have the high ground and you can't really assault them easily, so
Yeah, I can't assault them at all, it seems.
just head forward through the valley. Being a tutorial, they're not going to bone you that much.
For the gods!
Well, we can hope.
Hi, welcome to Dark Souls, the RTS.
Get ready for boning. Against your will. No, wait! Okay, right click on the terrain. Okay. And I can double click to make them run, right?
Yeah, though
It makes them tired.
Yeah, it does take into account fatigue and morale. If you're having them run all the time, they will start to lose morale. Even if they're veteran troops, it won't lose fatigue quite so much. Which means as soon as they get hit hard, they shatter or rout, run away.
We're under missile fire. Double time.
Okay, now I have to run.
Yeah.
Because we're getting fired at.
At the double.
I guess as soon as I get out of their range, I don't have to worry about them anymore.
Yeah, range in this is very, very accurate. I guess would be the way to say it. I mean, they're up on a ridgeline there, so they'll be able to pick at your guys for quite a ways, even though on flat terrain you might be out of range much earlier. You also, like, cover is taken into account. The earlier Total War games didn't take into account cover so much. I know in Empire, when you line up on a wall, your guys will take cover behind it, but it doesn't actually do much good. You still trip fairly quickly.
Oh, I have one hidden unit.
Yeah. When your dudes get into brush, they become hidden. And that means your enemies can't see them.
I'm attacking blue, right?
Yeah. I would attack those guys to your left.
I can have, like, these guys go around to the other side, right?
Yeah, or take those archers from the rear. Or on, yeah.
Okay. That's not an option.
The enemy must be routed.
Oh, well, they might
Target
not
their
actually be
flanks
enemies.
or attack.
Oh, yeah, those guys are on our side.
Oh, well. Hammer the Samnites.
Yeah.
You're right, they do have the Eagle of Rome over there. It's been a while since I've actually played the tutorial. I don't really remember. I usually just skip right into chapter 2 or 3.
Well, then you get to experience this with me. And all of our viewers.
Yay.
You sound so excited that you're going to be on the internet. With your not even an internet celebrity wife.
The Samnite
I managed to go the better part of 3 decades without having any pictures show up when you Googled me, or anything show up.
Well, the camera's not on.
I finally was defeated by LinkedIn, actually. That program kind of boned me.
Well, how did it bone you? I thought it was good that you were on LinkedIn.
It's good that I'm on LinkedIn. It's bad that you can Google my picture now.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, no one here knows my name.
Okay, dudes, the war will wait on you.
Could you imagine if the enemy just stood there and waited, tapping their feet for these 3 guys to show up?
You 3 are digging the latrine pit when we pitch camp.
Silanus, the will of our allies is breaking. They begin to flee.
What were they doing?
You get those archers up there on the ridge. Well, I guess on the hill. If you can send those, your general unit there, bottom right, you should flank them around.
Yeah, bring them around here.
Yeah, just double click, get them to run. Then you got, it looks like you got some ranged troops attacking your rear. You might want to break off a company to go deal with them.
Like so?
Yeah, that works.
I am ready.
And I'm going to use Marine Corps unit sizes. It's just what I'm familiar with. Realistically, it would be, a century or a cohort.
That's the last of them. Guarding grain stores.
But I'm not super familiar with Roman military formations, so I'm going to refer to that. I'm going to refer to the individual units as companies, unless they're small units or cavalry, in which case I'll call them squadrons in cavalry tradition.
Well, this is going to be extremely confusing because I'm not familiar with any kind of, sizes in any military terms. So.
All right, men, listen up.
Which is probably best to use the ones that I've been using with you for the last, few years of our marriage.
Yeah, the ones I don't remember because I keep asking you say, oh, well, this is just smaller than that, and I have no frame of reference.
The enemy siege weapons are still
okay, yeah, but a watermelon is, bigger than a coconut. But if I'd never seen either of those things, I don't know how big they are.
Samnium shall fall.
See, this is the shit I talk about on the show.
Coconut's about the size of your tit.
Well, they can't see that. And I've seen coconuts. They're bigger. Coconuts are bigger than my boobs. Not the other way around.
I'm thinking fresh coconuts. I mean, my experience with coconuts is pretty much related to climbing palm trees drunk in the Philippines.
Oh my god. My experience with coconuts is I don't like coconuts, so I don't have any reason to have anything to do with them.
Alright, just picture a brown golf ball, but
I know
like
what
a lot bigger.
I know what a coconut is, babe. I grew up on Okinawa. My mom's Philippine. I think my mom likes coconuts. I don't know, because I told her I didn't like them and she never showed them to me again.
This forest
And
will
Albertson
cover
sells
our
them.
approach if we move
There you
with
go.
care.
You got your guys approaching
Terrain
through
is
cover,
to our
Yep.
advantage.
which is great, except for your cover ends, a good 500 meters shy of your opponents.
Well, it's not like the siege engines can move.
Well, they can't, but a 500 meter uncovered approach kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Especially when, your longest range weapon is a meter long gladius.
Well, no, I have 2 slingers. So I'll be able to perch them up here and like sling at the
So
spearmen.
they're gonna twirl jock straps over their head with a rock and then try and beating people upside the head to death.
What would happen if they just ran out of rocks?
They stick the jock strap at them, snap them.
Ah! That's disgusting. Anytime you want to make an appearance, guys.
Well, the eye over their icons means that they're invisible.
Yeah,
The enemy.
or undetected.
Yeah, unseen.
Whenever you'd like to join us in this video, just saying, guys. I know it's a hill, but
Realistically, later on in the game, when the units being attacked aren't immortal, such as your Capua allies off screen to the right, you'd probably want to run in this scenario because your city is being very heavily attacked. The slight loss of morale that your attacking troops would get versus a boost to morale to your troops in the city that would no longer be under artillery barrage. Well worth the trade. In this situation, it isn't because, again, the Capua troops are invulnerable.
well, this is a tutorial.
Yeah.
Our slingers can be placed upon the hill.
This game is
to
really
rain
good
fire
about
upon the enemy
slowly
below.
leading you into each.
Feature?
Yeah. Slowly upping the complexity. And if you play it, Empire was a little bit bad about that. I mean, you went from your initial, this mission here version of, the first start was your settlers versus Indians, and you've got muskets and they've got tomahawks, and you just massacre them, so there's no real strategy, to the Battle of Bunker Hill, Revolutionary War, and then it kind of plops you down at the War of 1812. Here you go, have fun.
Good luck. Good luck, don't die.
Move out! Look out for time!
I always liked Empire though. The Prussian Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire. I was able to usually conquer the world. And what was it? They gave us 200 years. In 17, you had till the turn of the 19th century. So you start off at the turn of the 17th. So 200 years, I was able to conquer most of the known world.
I'm just shooting for at least partial envelopment.
Yeah, a really good strategy in a situation like this. If you had a cavalry troop or a squadron available, you'd be able to bring them around and assault from the rear, which would completely shatter those pikemen. Normally, cavalry attacking pikemen is bad.
Yeah.
But when they're engaged like that and you're able to hit them from the rear, you're able to just inflict horrible casualties, especially if you've got a ranged cavalry.
I wish I had more control over how the, troops move.
You can, if you, this, where is it?
Are they just standing there?
Here, you can disengage them, bring them over this way, and I'm kind of.
Here you go. Is that better?
And once they're in the back here, you have the ability to charge in from the rear, and then if you look here, you look down at the X, the cross blades there. You've got in melee unit losing decisively. It tells you their peace, losing low threat. If you look at this flashing unit there, losing decisively, losing current combat. You've got them almost in double envelopment there. I mean,
Well,
kind of broke.
yeah, they're on the side, but
Realistically,
assholes just standing there.
I'd take your archers and have them start attacking the siege engines. I mean, not the archers are relatively, or the slingers, I guess, are relatively useless in this scenario.
And it's not like the siege engines are gonna fight back.
Yeah. Realistically, in modern combat, you always want to leave your enemy out, because an enemy that has nowhere to go fights that much harder. You know, it's very hard to defend against somebody who's intent on dying.
Well, they have an out.
So, realistically, you give them an out. I mean, maybe just a perceived out. You might have indirect fire mortars or artillery.
Is there really psychology in this game, though?
It's not as complicated as I'm presenting it right now, but yeah. If you completely surround troops, they fight harder, you'll take a lot more casualties, but they'll die a lot quicker. So
They get careless.
it speeds it kind of speeds up the combat, I think. I don't know if that's actually
Oh
programmed in
yeah,
there.
speeding up the combat, speaking of.
Yeah. You can also fast forward in this game, which is great in naval battles where you're talking monstrous distances and, you know, essentially rowboats.
In-game days spent traveling.
The thing is, with combat, you only have an hour. You have 60 minutes for combat to complete.
Hour as in our time?
IRL hour. If you fast forward,
It cuts that hour.
it cuts that hour down. You know, fast forwarding is really good if you're approaching things. You can also slow it down to halftime,
Like
right there. Yeah,
this?
which is great if you're doing complicated maneuvers.
I imagine it'd be great for video editing too. Save me some time.
Yeah. Well, it's really good. I use it a lot when I'm doing complicated land strategies, where I can swing multiple units around, or multiple groups of units around, and I want to control them very carefully.
There we go.
Yeah. When you're able to, always attack from the rear or the flanks. I tend to use pikes, heavier infantry as a fixing force to engage the enemy.
Fixing force?
Yeah, you fix the enemy in place by engaging them so that they can't just flee easily, you know?
Linus' defenses are crumbling. The Samnites are crossing the river.
And then from there, I flank them with heavy
Cannot
cavalry,
wait for
typically.
reinforcements, men. We must act. We've all trained for this day. Now there is an enemy.
It must be nice to just fight in a kilt. And I guess they're wearing some body armor on there.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a loose plate hanging from some leather thongs on their shoulders. It's not like what you wear.
Yeah, 40 pounds of kit gets old quick.
And also, you don't have to carry a shield. Just saying, I don't think you'd enjoy that.
I see a shallow ford across the river, which will give us.
Yes, I know. I spotted it. That's why we're going there. Don't you hate that?
Yeah, this command skirt thing would definitely make peeing on a patrol much easier, though. Than having to deal with buttons and crotch protectors and blast panties and diapers and stuff. Yeah, you just kind of.
Would you like to tell my viewers what blast panties are?
It's silk and Kevlar underwear. Boxers, basically. It's designed to keep frag from punching holes in your femoral arteries if you trip an IED.
Would you like to tell the viewers why you guys call it blast panties?
IED is an explosive device, and they are panties. Congratulations. Blast panties. You should be able to handle them with like a single, well, maybe you're a capital troop there.
Hey, they're not, attacking me from the rear anymore if I turn around.
Yeah. Do you have any pikemen? Yeah,
No.
You do.
I do?
Yeah,
No.
your general's cohort is pikemen, or spearmen.
So, here. Oh, yeah, spear infantry.
Yeah, so the cavalry's
Gives us strength.
more, in this case, less stick.
Oh, there goes a horse. Bye.
Where the hell did that horse come from? Like,
Its rider got killed.
yeah, but where? They're here. He was running from way over there.
Yeah, the horses are running that way.
Oh, and then
Get
turning.
away. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I see the... Oh, shit.
I just saw them post turn.
Eh.
Yeah. You definitely have to deal with that cavalry. Break off somebody to deal with those swordsmen, though. Last thing you need is them getting on your flanks.
Like that?
Yeah. Good news is you got archers in the cavalry's rear. Mm-hmm. The king is unprotected. I shall approach him from the rear.
You there?
I will give it this, like, true tactics. There's yet to be an RTS game that really doesn't fall down to rock, paper, scissors, ultimately, but, oh, promotion.
Oh, cool. Oh, those little chevrons are on their, tags. Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What, the chevrons?
No, that's
their
flying wedge?
They're a flying wedge.
Oh, that's just their formation.
Yeah, the flying wedge formation is great for cavalry for piercing through ranks because they're, they single point and then it breaks it apart.
Well, it's kind of late for them to be changing their formation.
And they were probably in the formation when they attacked.
Oh.
And then they bogged down in melee.
Oh, look, more horses.
Hey, look at that horse. What's he doing?
Why is it missing its tail? Oh. So I can't help but notice that this tutorial is basically designed so that I can just kind of click on bad guys and I win.
Yeah,
That's not how the rest of the game's gonna go.
Yeah, that doesn't hold out that way. Fortunately or unfortunately for you, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Well, I blow at these kinds of games, so...
So in this case, we'll call it fortunately for you.
Yes. Because I don't want to spend, 7 episodes in the tutorials.
I have lost tutorials a couple of times in this because I get a little aggressive, and I'll charge in my general.
And you just kind of forget about your tactics.
The general dies. Your specific general dying, it seems, I've yet to figure out them. If you engage him in combat, it's kind of like, it might happen, it might not.
Advance at speed.
I feel like I should be doing a dance.
Aid in the defense of capital. Allies remaining 14 of 20, Samnites 18 of 30. Wow, just going off of straight statistics, the Samnites are getting it handed to them.
Yeah, I can't even keep up with the battle right now.
What was that, I want to say it was one of the big issues with, reconnaissance units in Desert Storm and later on in OIF during the invasion in 03. They were curious as to what purpose reconnaissance units would have with a lightning-fast blitzkrieg style warfare. They wound up being used more as like a mobilized mobile force, but foot infantry is, especially if you have a heavy cavalry unit or a heavy army that's heavily based on cavalry, you could string out your opponent's formations to the point where you can pick off his troops one at a time.
Victory!
It's another very useful strategy. Empire, I used to do the get howitzers. Lots of howitzers in an army. A unit of maybe 15 howitzers, and then 5 ground troop, and just with 15 howitzer batteries, you're able to just destroy anybody out there. I guess sections.
Oh well.
An army approaches. Tribune, I think the banners are Lucane.
Yay! Friends!
Reinforcements!
What are you doing?
Our allies, Roman and Lucanian, ready to our
your
aid.
feet are too big for my slippers.
Take heart, men. The gods are with us.
You're an 11.5 wide. I'm an 8.5 in women's. It's a 7.5 in men's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What do you think? The slippers are all warped and don't fit right anymore. That said, you owe me slippers.
Still curious as to why they're in the house.
Because they're house shoes. I get it, I'm Asian, but there is such a thing as house shoes. It does get cold. You guys get to listen to us bicker.
I feel like I'm underdressed for this party.
Why? Well, because I'm wearing shorts?
No, you're wearing clothes. I'm wearing PJs and a flannel.
That's clothes. I mean, it's not nice clothes, but it's clothes.
Flannel's only considered clothes if you're, like...
Canadian?
Or a lumberjack.
Yeah, Canadian. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Canadians. That was insensitive of me.
What about French Canada?
One of my closest friends is, you know, from that part of Canada. I don't want to be rude. You know how Canadians are about rude? Politeness.
With their first in battle cry of, "We're so sorry, eh?"
I can't even keep up with what's going on now.
Some dudes are dying, some dudes aren't. Somehow you went from 18 allies to 24 allies remaining.
Yeah, the Lucanians showed up.
And the Samnites went down to 9.
Yeah. We're kicking their asses, yo.
Rome is mother to us all.
Don't use the slingers on the slingers. These guys are just standing around.
Actually, your best bet against range is any kind of melee.
Well, yeah, but I'm blocked by other melee troops. Oh, there we go. Hooray, Lucanians! You guys made this the easiest tutorial ever. No? Fine.
Yeah, it happens. The next one's more fun, to be honest. Like, I find this, other than the,
Well, the next one is the overworld, view.
Then it shows you how to set up a defense.
These guys can go around. Oh, good. My allies decided to finally send some cavalry against the, archers.
Oh yeah, cavalry just decimates archers in this.
Oh, cool. We won. Well, let's let it kill this one.
Tribune Silanus, grave news. The consul has fallen in the fighting and is badly wounded.
Aw.
Come quickly.
Alright, I had to push the thing. Oh, maybe I don't. Close victory!
Yeah.
Well, that was the first episode. You seem happy.
That was actually really quick.
Uh-huh. Well, it felt quick for us. We'll actually find out how long the recording was once, you know, I get to editing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was quick. Thanks for keeping me company.
Yep.
Now, are you gonna hang out around for, episode 2? Because I'm probably going to record right away.
Sure, might as well.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess for now I should do my outro. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this. Make sure that if you did like it, you push the like button and leave a comment in the comment section below telling me what you liked and what you didn't like, especially what you didn't like. If you like the video and think your friends will like the video, make sure you share it with them. And if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe to the show. We're going to keep recording, so there's definitely going to be an episode 2. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next episode. Bye. Love you.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick.
Make sure that stays in.